As a team, as we start talking about whether a certificate is more appropriate or a diploma is more appropriate. And again, I promise I will give you guys more information as we go, but as we talk about the certificate of completion, we're looking at students who are working at a grade level that is 5th grade level or less. So that track would look like 4 years of English, 3 years of science, 4 years of math, and then they would go to the transition program at Valley. Now in this option, they're still getting electives like cooking and health, PE. There are still all those options on their schedules. When we're talking about a diploma track, we're talking about students who are functioning or working at a grade level that is 6th grade or higher. So that means we're talking about reading comprehension, the fluency piece, as well as the math problem solving. This track is a little bit more meshed between special day class and resource. In high school, it looks a little bit different because all of our programs, we have so many different options that you could be in SDC and you could be in resource. There are 3 years of math. 2 of those years have to be a resource algebra or a resource geometry. That would be like the lowest point to get here. Some students do informal algebra and informal geometry, which are sheltered classes that are gen ed. But the end goal is that there needs to be at least 2 years of the algebra and geometry. And then 3 or 4 years of science, depending on how many years it took. Some students start off their freshman year with SDC science, and then they'll take a resource biology and then a resource physics, or it might mean 2 years of SDC science. In this diploma track, they're also required to take 3 years of social studies, which means there's resource US history, resource world history, and then the civics and econ. They're also required to pass a health class. And then there is also the 2 years of a language, or we have this career pathway. So what that means is an IEP team, you would discuss, do we think that your student would be able to take a world language? And if we think that that would be not appropriate, maybe because of their ability to retain information or because of the auditory processing, as a team we would discuss a waiver option. And we have all these different career pathways that include cooking, so they could take 2 years of cooking, which is like a baking and pastry. There's 2 years of drawing or ceramics. We have video production. There's like 2D design. So there's all these different pathway options that as a team you can decide would be more appropriate than a world language. The only difference is that if you were to be looking at a 4-year college, that language component would not be there. And that's one of those requirements.